Welcome to You Made That, the podcast about makers, making, and the things that we make, featuring Rebecca DeGroot, Bob Blanford, Mike DeLauder, and kind of sort of special guests this week, Eli Polite.
Yeah.
We had to open this up to a Zoom meeting so that people could join for a live show, but Eli's the only one that's cared to join us so far. So
yeah,
we have elevated. We've elevated
the link
him
out to a ton of
co-host.
people. Yeah, surprise!
So we'll start with Eli. What's Eli been working on in the shop this week?
I've been working on a lot. I'm preparing for my class that I'm doing. And so today what I was actually doing is I turned, I think, 20 dowels because I have to make kind of stages for the props for the class that I'm doing so I can explain each step. So it's just been tedious work on top of that. I'm working on it right now. I've been making segmented finials to show different styles and things that you can do. I've probably got about 6 of them made so far. This is the last one that I'm making, and it's pretty involved. And beyond that, I've been working on tearing my bedroom apart upstairs because I'm remodeling my entire house right now. And I'm always working. So that's a loaded question, I guess.
Is this a part of your house that you're in or the new shop that you're in right now?
I'm in my shop right now because my son's playing video games right now and he goes nuts and you can hear him in every room in the house yelling and screaming. So
I got one of those.
I banished myself to my shop. At least I got my air conditioner in here last week. I put a mini split in and I hooked it all up myself. So I can get this place so cold you can see your breath in it.
Nice.
Which is really nice.
Very nice.
It's heat and air conditioning, so it doesn't matter how hot or how cold it is. I'm comfortable. I can do what I want.
That's what I want.
When I built this shop, that was my main goal because here in Delaware, obviously it depends on where you live, but here in Delaware, I'm on the coast and it gets hot here. Like yesterday, it was like 102. But because I'm right on the coast, it's humid heat. So even if it's 80 degrees, you just walk outside and you're just instantly covered in sweat. It's nasty.
Mm-hmm. We live that same kind of thing in Indiana. 90 degrees, 100% humidity. It's just miserable.
But what makes it so humid in Indiana? I mean, because I'm on the coast, it makes sense.
We get a lot of air pushed up from the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh,
so
I got you.
Anytime there's a hurricane that hits the Gulf, we will usually end up with the remnant of that hurricane.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Yeah. Well, this week. Oh, Tony. This week is actually not as terrible being busy as I usually am. It's more I have to stay focused, but I can't. So now I'm in total panic mode because I've been trying to get this demo ready, but so I'm working on my demo for my mini aquifer. Mini aquifer, so cute, so cute. Wow. And it looks simple when I'm looking at it, even though I get a lot of people that are just like, oh my God, what the heck is that? How did you do that? Is it hollow? Is it this? Is it that? Mind blown if they don't understand the concepts that I'm going for and kind of the processes. There's a lot that goes into this thing. I mean, it's carving first and then baking and then more carving and then cutting and assembly and finalizing and then casting and then painting and creating gradients and then assembling it all together after the fact. And it's just like, how do I fit that into an hour and a half? But then I have to give time for Q&A. So then really, how do I fit that into an hour 10? All of those things. And I was like, there's absolutely no way that I can do this live. So I had to go through all of the stages and record all of them. But then after I went through and recorded most of them, I started doing a different process that works way better. So I was like, I've got to re-record everything.
Oh.
So, but now it's cool because I'm also working on a lot of variations and a lot of different examples of it. So I've got lots of things mid-process, but nothing really finalized and nothing done. And I had a little conference call today with Jeff Horning, who's actually going to be my chat moderator for the symposium for my demo. And Jennifer, who is the assistant executive something or other, I believe. I don't remember her exact title, but she's high up in the AAW, and she's basically doing all the coordinating for the demonstrators. And it was just like, okay, so when are you going to send me that video? And I was like, okay, by the latest tomorrow night. And I just get like a, this is this weekend, right? I was like, yeah.
Is AAW
Yeah.
all virtual this year?
Yes. So
Okay.
it was all virtual last year, and it was their first virtual show, and now it's going to be all virtual again. Although I think they're doing more demonstrators than they had last year. Last year, there were a lot of panels and just a few live demonstrations. This year, like, there's 12 demonstrators and a lot of other panels and things. So we're going to be going at it like full force. And also, I got the pre-approval last week to be able to do every single bit of my demo pre-recorded. So I'm recording all of it, and I'm just going to be sitting there live and doing the voiceover live and answering any questions. So it'll actually go a lot better for me, because then I don't have to stress out about some type of catastrophe happening with resin on the lathe or resin in the pressure pot or anything crazy like that. And really, I don't have to worry about the camera situation and moving around my house and possibly losing audio or losing video feed. I can just have that video finalized by tomorrow night.
Okay.
So after Wednesday evening, I should be just riding on Easy Street until this weekend, but not really. I'm going to be freaking out. But we did get Tony Hawk Twisted Metal 1 and 2 on the Switch, and that's been helping me relax a little bit. Also,
Nice.
there's another video game that Henry introduced me to, and unfortunately, I've dedicated too much time to that as well, working through my stress. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be great. And aside from that, I had a demo this weekend that went pretty well, although I feel like from all of the traveling around, a lot of my things are misplaced. So about 3 times during my demo on Saturday, I was like, where on earth is that thing? It's always right here, but it's still packed or still somewhere weird. Even though I unpacked everything and I put them in the areas that they sort of need to go toward, they never made it to their final destination. So a couple things are just kind of out and about still that I need to bring back to their home. But there's no more traveling this summer until SWAT, so I should be able to get everything back in order.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and on Saturday, right after my demo, we did a maker meetup at Henry's new work. And like, we're the Houston area makers. Is just going to be trying to do like a monthly maker meetup, which I think will be fun. And I got to do like a turning demo, and they brought a bunch of old maple burl. It's kind of dried out and sort of checked, so I had to kind of find the best pieces within these checked boards to use for my turning demo. Once I got there, realized I forgot my hollowing tool, my parting tool, and one other thing that I needed. And I was like, okay, well, I can't do that if I don't have these, so I'll do like a makeshift thing. And the first thing I had was a spindle, so I was like, I'll make a vase. And then I realized I forgot my hollowing tool, and I was like, okay, all right, let's see what I can do with this still. And I'm also turning on a Jet Mini that does not have the best power, and it's only 1014, and it's also pretty difficult to actually be able to hollow a vase on a 1014 with a drill. And so it had to be done sort of off the end of the lathe with the help of the guy that owns the sawmill in our area. So it was fun.
Nice.
It was fun. And that
Very
piece, I sold it like before I even finished it. The guy's like, how much you want for that thing? And I told him, and he's like, here you go. I was
Wow.
like, what? Okay.
I got a question about that though. When you're traveling and stuff like that, because you mentioned you forgot your tool and this and that. Do you have like because I was looking for it literally today, no more than an hour ago, for like one of those roll up things where you put all your chisels in. What do you use? Because I'm just now starting to do the travel thing, and I'm looking for the best way. Because what I use is are these, the Stewart Battley with the carbon fiber, where you can have maybe 3 different size handles, and then the chisel comes off super quick. So I can carry all my chisels and 3 handles in one roll-up case. But like, what are you using?
Can I answer for you?
Yeah.
Sure.
She chooses whatever tools she's going to take, wraps them in bubble tape or bubble wrap, puts them in her checked suitcase, and then puts a hashtag not a penis label on it.
Well, okay, that one did
That happened.
have a certain resemblance.
Oh my God.
But no, a lot of them really are just wrapped in the bubble wrap, but because my big suitcase is almost always overweight unless I fill the entire thing with padding material. So if I just put a bundle of tools, then there would just be a bunch of open space that I would have to fill. Otherwise, everything would just rattle around in there. So it actually works a lot better for me because of all the heavy things that are going into it that I can't put in my carry-on, I just need a lot of lightweight packing material. So if I ever get to a point where maybe I'm using a much smaller bag for my checked bag, then I'll probably get one of those rolls. And I've seen some of them that are in leather or like a really heavy duty canvas that I really want, because right now it's just take the tool out of the handle and throw it in a tub and bring it wherever I'm going when I'm doing just like local things.
Because that's kind of where I'm at right now, is I'm trying to find the best way to transport my tools, keep them all together, and keep them from getting like banged up and everything.
Yeah, it's difficult. Mine are definitely banged up, but a lot of that is just from dropping them constantly.
Sometimes I throw mine.
Yeah, when my tailstock doesn't lock, I don't always have a mallet nearby, so a couple of my handles are a little beat up. Yeah, you do what you have to do. But yeah, I would like one of those. I feel like there's some people that make them custom.
Now that would be nice.
Yeah. But then it would be so hard to decide which tools you wanted it made for specifically.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I'm one of those people that likes to keep it simple. Like, I hate having stuff in my pockets. I carry a wallet, a phone, and keys. That is it. Anything beyond that, it drives me crazy. So I like to simplify everything and make it as lightweight and everything. When I travel with my wife, she's got like 3 bags of stuff. I've got like half a bag, I'm just... I'm not into all the extras,
Yeah.
I want to keep it simple.
You need to do it gangster style. Go to the pawn shop and buy an old violin case, get some Kaizen foam and cut it out to fit all your tools, and come walking in with your violin case.
Oh, yes. That would be perfect.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah. Get a nice big sticker that says Thompson on the side, and they'll think it's a Thompson machine gun, but it's actually Doug Thompson's tools, right? I'm sorry, I have a warped mind. I think of the wrong things all the time.
Your bag's getting searched on every flight.
That would be good.
That would be fun.
Bob,
Well, since you jumped in there, Bob.
Hey, yeah.
Well, actually, I will not say that I've been in the shop, but I have been in the garage. I did a dry run the other day of my presentation for SWAT, so that I could find any issues I might have. And I found a few small holes, and I've been kind of plugging them. And then I found out, unfortunately, there won't be a bandsaw this year at SWAT. There was some logistics, right? I think I might have been the only one that said I wanted to use one, maybe, which is fine. So what I'm doing now is I went back last night and I sit down here at the desk for about 2.5 hours and went through everything, because I'm going to have a video show behind me, right? And so I'm going to make some I have a bunch of very short video clips. Most of them are probably 12, 15 seconds is the longest, so that I can kind of show a process. And it's just that one specific process, so I can talk through it and kind of show it. I'm okay with that. It'd be nice to have the tool there, because, I think it just makes it more real. It's almost like you're just watching a video. So it's kind of like what you're doing, Rebecca. It's very video centric, with me being just sort of a narrator. So I'm going to go out, and I've been making some notes, and I'm going to actually make a few more pieces that I can actually, glue up or work with at the show, so that it's not all video. Because I think in the case of a live demo, that would be boring, right? But if you're doing something virtual, it sort of makes sense, because, it's virtual, right? That's what it is. So I've been working pretty hard on that. I'd like to think I would get it finished up this weekend, but I just got back from 5 days traveling, or 4 days traveling, and I'm getting ready to go on 2 more days of traveling. Actually 2.5. I leave Friday after work. So it won't be this weekend. Maybe, if I'm lucky, next weekend, I'll get a chance to get out into the shop and take care of those small clips, make the extra pieces that I need. And then it's time for another dry run through the entire video. And I actually got online and bought a laser last night so that I can use laser pointer. Yeah.
Oh, a laser pointer.
Laser pointer, yeah.
See, I got really excited.
Oh, yeah, you got excited that I bought a laser. I bought a shark with a friggin' laser on its friggin' head. No, I wish I could afford a laser. My God, they're so expensive.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I just saw one when I was in Kentucky. The guy has got it for like $200, $300, and it's really nice.
Wow.
Like they must be common enough that they're dropping down in price a lot more than they were before. But he was showing me all the stuff he was doing on that specific laser, because he has more than one. And he's got the one that is his main laser that's $7,000, but then the other one that's like $300, and he's like, yeah, I use this one more actually. And I was like, what?
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
The $300 one is most likely a DIY kit. Like you buy the components, assemble it yourself, and it's just for engraving.
Yeah, probably.
You wouldn't be able to do any relief carving or anything like that with it. The $7,000 one should be capable of cutting metals.
Now, what's the one that Kenneth Wines uses? He makes those incredible pen blanks, and he's using one of those DIY lasers, isn't he?
No, because he's actually cutting through the wood. So he's probably got in the area of a 40-watt laser, which is typically a CO2 laser.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're probably looking at about $4,000 to $5,000 for one of those.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking he put a lot of that together. So I wonder if maybe he's done modifications to it, and I misunderstood and thought maybe
probably
he
did to get a rotary unit inside to be able to turn the blanks and get them cut properly.
Maybe that's what he was explaining, and I just misunderstood. But he does some incredible work, man. That guy, that brain is just like, it's got to be wound really tight. I mean, he does some cool stuff. I'm serious.
Who's that?
Kenneth Wines.
Kenneth Wines.
He's a guy that goes around on the pen makers circuit for the MAPG, Mid-Ohio Valley Pen Turners Gathering, SAG, or not SAG. What's the other one?
He did this pen blank for me. This is an apple twig blank that I was turning, and I tore a big chunk out of it. So I sent him a piece of red heart and a piece of walnut, and he cut an apple out of the chunk that ripped out of it with his laser. And then he cut me an apple and a leaf out to glue into it and finish turning. So yeah. That was my little repair, because it took so much time to turn that pen. I didn't want to lose it. So he took care of me on that.
And he does a lot of patterns, almost like MC Escher type things. that are wrapped around the brass tubes. So it's really amazing work.
Tessellations.
Yes.
Nice.
That's what I mean. His mind has got to be wound tight to come up with that kind of stuff, because it is serious. He's no joke. The guy is a talent.
Yeah.
So I always come home with at least one of his blanks when I go to the show, because they're just that good.
Nice.
As far as me, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of the show, I booked the room for Mid Ohio Valley. Michael and I are heading up there in September. So pretty excited about that. We are legit now. We have a room. We just have to work out our travel arrangements, and we will be at the show. So if you happen to be up in the Belpre, Ohio, Vienna, West Virginia area, come September 11th and 12th, you might look into it. I don't know how many tickets are still available, but hopefully things open up here. I think they're waiting on the local government to give them a thumbs up on full capacity. But
I don't think he's put any tickets on sale for the general public yet.
Okay.
He's still getting everything lined up with the vendors.
Okay. And have you got our tickets?
Yeah.
You got our tickets? We're legit?
Well, no. He hasn't invoiced me yet. So
okay.
As soon as that happens, then yeah.
Okay, cool. Man, I'm excited about the show. I really am. I wasn't very excited when we interviewed him the other day. I just couldn't really get into the interview, but
No, you couldn't get into it at all.
Michael couldn't get in a word. I love that damn show.
I felt like I was in a conversation with somebody with my wife.
Yeah.
She just takes it over, and I sit there in the corner like, okay.
But the thing is, it was all legitimate questions. I was prompting for questions, and we got a lot of information. That was a good show. We didn't actually need you, Mike. If you just want to sit back in the back room with the earmuffs and then, yeah.
Rebecca, you know how I feel when I steal your questions?
Oh.
That's how I felt the entire show.
Don't put me in my element and expect me not to go, man. That's my element right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. All right, I'm done, Michael. I'll shut up.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Well, I was going to say, as far as me, there's not been a damn thing done out in the shop. It's all been take care of the house this past week. We had a massive storm come through last Friday evening, Saturday morning, that took down a couple of trees in our backyard.
Ooh, I hate to hear that.
So they're scrub trees. They needed to be taken out anyway. So I had to go out and buy my last really adult tool. So I have a chainsaw now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gas or electric?
Electric.
That's not a real tool.
Hey.
Yeah. You stand in front of me with your arm sticking out, and we'll see if it's a real tool.
I've stood in front of you with a chainsaw before.
Actually, it was me in front of you.
Yeah. I mean, I stood in front of you. I was holding the chainsaw, right? I pointed it at you. Right.
We were playing Leatherface to see who flinched first.
I think that what it was is someone had sent me a blank from a movie set, and I forget the name of the movie. Evil Dead. And I've not seen it, but Michael says that the guy has a chainsaw surgically implanted on his arm. So the deal was the blank needed to be stabilized. I'm sorry. And I was going to give it to Michael. So he was talking or whatever. And I stuck the chainsaw, I was talking, and he stuck the chainsaw out in my face. And I laid the blank on the chainsaw, and then he pulled the chainsaw back. But we never, I think I got that blank back from you. I need to get that blank turned at some point, finish that video up. But I probably look 10 years younger, so it'd be weird. Here I am, I probably didn't have a beard back then. I probably looked 10 years younger, not as much gray. And now I've got this old gray beard, It's probably 3 years ago.
You can always dye it purple.
One of these days I'm going to, but beard hair doesn't dye really well.
Yeah.
How do you know? Have you tried dyeing it purple?
Well, I haven't tried purple.
See, this is where we need to go. This is the direction we need to go in. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of Ron Campbell's retreat 2 years ago, but by the end of the retreat, everybody had purple hair. It was great. Although I went and purple bombed most of them, but I mean, it was a great fun time. And
did you listen to the interview with Jason Rose, Rebecca?
I haven't been
okay.
I haven't. I'm going to catch up soon.
It was a pen show. Of course you didn't listen.
There was a point in that video where Brian Blom pigment bombed Jason Rose's wife with yellow pigment. And it's just, she couldn't get it out of her hair, and she looked like she had this horrible scalp condition. So we kind of, like,
nice.
Pin turners have fun too. We have fun.
Pigment bombs.
Yes, yellow pigment.
Oh God, yellow though, not even like gold.
Like sunrise yellow mica.
Sunrise, yeah.
Oh gosh, that's just cruel.
And it probably was hot and sweaty outside, so it probably just absorbed into the scalp.
She got sunrise cradle cap.
Yep. She was a blonde, whether she wanted to be or not.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if anybody needs any, let's see, I've got a little bit of oak, some ash, and maple.
Ooh, maple.
Soft maple.
Save that ash for Rebecca.
No, thank you.
It's already got bud damage. It's already got the bugs in it.
I'm telling you, Rebecca, you should come up and get some of that. Rent a U-Haul while you're there. Swing by my house. I'll hook you up with that saw that you've been wanting, and you kill two birds with one stone. We'll have a maker meet up, and you'll go home with a 3-phase Jet VB 16. What is it? It's some big metal saw. It's a monster.
My house is not set up for that.
You can get like a 3-phase inverter.
Okay, I need to get a whole new panel put in. My electric it's terrible here.
Actually, why don't you just drop it off in Kentucky, somewhere between your brother's house and your dad's house, because you're going to be living there in a few years anyway, right?
Hey.
They could use it to help kind of build your new house.
Oh, that is nice. Well, my dad, he's got a bandsaw in a shed. The shed is like 8-foot shed or maybe taller. That thing goes into the rafters and past them. It's huge. I did take a picture.
Bandsaw.
It really is. Like Jimmy DeResta would probably have saw envy over this. It's massive.
Where did he get? Now we got to have the story now. See, we're on a tangent.
I don't know where he got that one. I'll ask him though. I'll ask him. Hey, I'm sure he does have a very long story about it.
I mean, I got it from Joe Johnson over on 5th and I know that.
Yeah. No, he got it. I think he got it when he was living in Michigan. Because I remember it took it took like 6 people to load it into the trailer.
Holy jeez.
Yeah. Yeah,
I had one similar to that. It was made in 1925. And the thing was, I think, 10 feet tall. And it had all the real ornate wheels on it and everything. Whoa. And I was storing it, and I just couldn't store it anymore. So I basically just gave it away. And it was weird because I found that thing. I was driving by an old wood shop, and it was out on the front porch with a sign on it that said $100. And I purchased it for $100 in working condition.
Wow.
And I couldn't store it anymore, so it had to go. And now that I have room for it, it's like, damn it.
Yeah, really.
Like, what have I done?
What have I done? I should have just done something. I don't know, something with it, but it's gone now. So I can't cry over spilled milk, I guess.
Oh, that's nuts. Oh.
So, primary reason we are here this week is to announce the winners of our first You Made That contest.
Yeah. Well, I mean that, and because I miss you guys so much.
Yeah, sure. We're like the 2 older brothers you never had.
I think she does have a couple older brothers.
Yes, I know.
Like
I have one older one, and the old one is mean. Okay, are we ready? Ooh,
yes.
Drum roll, Michael.
Okay. Open.
I'll have to edit one in.
That'll never happen.
Can you hear that?
Okay. Wait. Are we going with the one that was chosen, the chosen one first, or are we going with the random draw first?
It was your contest idea. We agreed that you would do the results, so you may choose whatever you like.
actually, before we make the announcement, to just keep the suspense going a little bit longer, do we want to talk about what we're going to do for the next one, and then maybe get some input if we can, since we've got people here? Because I really enjoyed the box challenge. It gave me an actual reason to turn more boxes, because I don't have enough reasons to do that. And these ones didn't have legs. It was crazy, but I was teaching my dad how to make a box too, so that was really cool.
I also saw that you made a bowl with no legs.
I know, and a vase with no legs. It's like I'm just. What happened?
You need to make a leg with vases on it. Just got to go in the
yeah.
The vase that's all leg. It's a special award.
They already have a lamp like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I need to make a leg lamp and then just put bowls coming out of the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Sprouted bowls. It'd be perfect.
Well, you could turn a lamp shade for it. So you've never turned a lamp shade. Get a big block of wood and turn it super thin.
Yeah. Well, that bowl was actually pretty close to turning into a lampshade. It's an exciting day. But yeah, do we want to talk about that first?
I think one of us does. So yeah, I'd say let's go ahead and go with it. I think we go with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna not try to talk too much about this one.
No, don't. You do what you do. Go for it.
Okay, I think, now this is just my humble opinion, that something utilitarian is going to push people along and make them want to make it a little bit more. Oh, Michael is holding up a pen.
Oh my God.
There's nothing more utilitarian than a pen.
Yeah. But who had that contest that was the no lathe pen challenge? Who was that?
Oh, who did do that?
God, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That was just one of the Facebook groups, wasn't it?
I think it was. It might have been the Woodturners.
I can think of something that you could turn that it'd be super challenging and it'd be more utilitarian than a pen, and everybody could use it. Have you ever taken like a big log and put it on your lathe, and you know how the ribbons come off? Try to turn wider ribbons and make your own toilet paper.
Oh,
well,
that's fairly utilitarian. That would be a challenge worth watching, and we'd like to see a short video of those ribbons coming off.
Mm-hmm.
You get to be the one to test them.
That's like in Japan where they have the pull planes and they have a competition every year.
That is amazing.
Those are so nice.
Now there's some toilet paper.
That is an amazing competition.
But yes.
So what were you thinking utilitarian wise, Rebecca?
Well, I mean, it could be not a box, but something else. I mean, it could be like candlesticks or something else.
So you're thinking the utilitarian is the parameter and the person can make whatever they want. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm thinking we give them an assignment. We don't give them as many parameters. Like the assignment is make a set of 3 candlesticks or make
some salt shakers or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And then
I like the candlestick idea.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, I did it again. Should we take turns? We should take turns.
Nope. Just keep going.
You know what? I've never made candlesticks, but
your world rocket.
That's what my dad started with. Wait, did I tell you I was going to show you those at some point? I think I did.
You did, but we haven't seen them yet.
I know, because they're hiding. They're in a safe place. I need to go get them. I'll pull them out later. But yeah, that's were what he started turning, and that's like how he got started, and that's what he ended up turning and selling and getting enough money so we could buy the 40 acres that I grew up on. So candlesticks have like a good relevance to me, and I'm connected to them.
Candlesticks bought 40 acres of land. Wow.
Yeah. But this was like
Land was cheap back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was 40 acres away from everything. I think he did borrow a little bit from my grandpa, but most of it was from the candlesticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So why don't you say something like utilitarian but monolithic? Salt, pepper shakers, candlesticks, things, rolling pin, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you say utilitarian, they could make a dish. You know what I mean? It kind of is so open ended.
Yeah.
But if you say something like monolithic, and it's kind of long or elongated, almost like a spindle turning kind of.
But
like
you got to remember, we got people like Bob in here that if you put the word monolithic in front of them, they're going to scratch their head.
Yeah, no, I think just not the general idea that it is utilitarian, but saying something like make 3 candlesticks that are obviously a set, or make salt and pepper shakers that go together.
Okay.
Those would be cool, because we haven't, I mean, obviously it's the second competition so far, but we haven't done anything that is a series yet, which I think would be kind of cool.
And there are no parameters, nothing. You can make them out of a single piece of wood as long as you make a set.
I would say a set of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good number for candles.
Well, salt and pepper shaker would be 2, unless you have like a, I don't know,
garlic
what
shaker.
else would you add?
Sugar, salt, pepper, and sweet and low.
Yeah, just don't get the confused. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Any other suggestions? Because I'm also thinking other things.
Yeah.
Like bowls, mushrooms, sprouts, something turned and carved. Could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a bowl.
Turning.
What now?
Off-centered turning.
Off-center turning. Could be inside-out turning.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those are
doesn't
fun.
Doesn't have to be turning at all, but I guess it kind of defeats the purpose of the podcast then, right?
No, our podcast is everything and all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm game. I think that's, I mean, I think, there's nothing wrong with it. I've not seen anybody do that yet. I'm sure someone probably has, like you said, the candlesticks, a set of candlesticks. I haven't seen a competition like that yet. I'm sure someone probably has done it. It's a big world out there. It's a big universe, but I've not seen it. So I think it would make it pretty interesting if you want to do something like that.
Okay, so let's set the parameters now. 3 candlesticks
Okay.
in a set, any material, any process of making.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sure.
I think so. I think it sounds great.
What's our timeline?
By tomorrow.
How about let's set this one for the end of August, so they could actually start now and have all the way through the end of August, because that gives them a month and a half. Okay,
sure.
So you're kind of announcing it here, and then on the next actual podcast, Sunday night, we'll actually kind of do another official. This is sort of the post-official announcement. Okay, fair enough. I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm game.
Okay, because we don't have to put the post up for them to start commenting. And let's also have them do the process pictures and the material picture as well, along with the finished picture of the final pieces.
So 3 photos.
Please, let's also say, if we're having them post this on Facebook, there will be some rules about posting on Facebook. You must follow those rules to be considered. That's all I'm going to say about it right now.
The reason why Michael is saying this is because during the last challenge, someone posted a photo of their finished turning and they weren't wearing any pants, and Michael got offended. So we want to stop that. No, actually, I think what Michael's alluding to is we had some people who didn't quite follow the rules, and
well, I don't know if we really defined the rules well enough.
And I think that's on us. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of that blame, but we'll define them better, and we'll actually have the full set of rules on the next podcast.
Yeah.
How's that sound, Michael?
It's to make it easier on us.
Yes.
To be able to look at what you've made and properly judge it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think we all agreed that this time we're going to be a little bit more relaxed on the rules, and maybe it was a misunderstanding. So I put everybody in on the random draw. You guys are okay with that?
100%. 100%.
Michael's looking at me like, no.
I think if people stepped up and attempted it, then I think they deserve to be in that drawing.
Except for the one person who we've chosen to win, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That person's not in.
That's all I considered as the rules from the last time.
I'm sorry, Holly. You didn't make it.
Can't have that person winning twice. Gosh.
Holly didn't enter.
I know.
Neither of them entered.
Holly.
That's why I chose. I know. We could have had a snowman box from both of them. They both do snowmen, right?
Somebody came close to that, though. They made a gnome box.
I know.
That was cute.
I saw that. That was cute.
We had a really nice meeting last week where we discussed them all, and we were really amazed at the level of creativity, and you made it really difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was like the first comment that I got on my post where I said we were gonna announce it today, is like, it's gonna be really hard trying to decide. And it was really hard. I feel like we need to have some extra people judging so that I don't have to do it.
There was actually quite a bit of debate. There was actually quite a bit of debate about the person we did choose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think maybe you can make that part of the rules, is to where the end of August 31st is the cutoff date. And then maybe for a week after that, we set up something where, pick your top three, number 1, number 2, number 3, right? And then perhaps we could see who gets the most votes, and it could be a sort of a public, pick your favorite. What do they call that? Shucks, I can't think of the term, but
a poll.
People's choice. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could have people's choice, and you could have your 3. You could pick that you 3 picked, and then a people's choice, and then like a drawing or something like that. I know that when they do the ornament challenge on YouTube, it's the winner is basically by public vote.
Mm-hmm. Is that for the Turner's Warehouse?
I don't know. I don't know. Christmas ornament challenge. I've entered it like 3 times. I'd have to go back and look. I follow so many of those groups, and I want to enter all the contests.
I know.
Just can't. And I follow this one on Instagram that I always want to enter. It's called Art of the Geek Challenge. Cool. And every single month, what they do is they just say Star Wars, and your project is Star Wars related, or Guardians of the Galaxy, or Endgame, or whatever it is. And your project has to be something from that movie. And it doesn't matter what it is, but it's just a theme challenge, and it's usually like comic book or, sci-fi related. So that's another thing you guys could think of. You could just throw out like it has to be like Star Wars, and everybody would making lightsabers and stuff. So
Rebecca is so into horror movies. You could have a horror-based turning. Yeah, how about look at Rebecca's smile? That's right up her alley.
Hey,
that's really a good idea. I mean, I hate to steal their idea, but it's really a good idea.
And it's like I see all these things. I want to enter all of them, but like, how do you have time to do that? I mean, I enter maybe 2 things a year because that's all I have time for.
Yeah. Oh, I know. If I could enter everything, I would. And that's honestly, that drives me to make more things than I would if I were just doing everything on my own. And we've talked about this before. I love competitions because it pushes me to do more than I thought that I was going to do, and different things that I was planning on doing, and just pushing the boundaries. And I really enjoy that.
I do when there's time. I think this will be my last really busy year. Maybe next summer will be busy because I'll be moving kids into college, but with college visits and summer sports, and it's just been a wild year. I always look forward to summer thinking, wow, I have more time when the kids are out of school. Nope. It's actually between that and traveling for work, it's just been like insane.
Yeah.
I don't even put the suitcases away. I just leave them right there.
I know.
Winners.
Mine are sitting by the door. Okay.
Winners.
All right. So let's talk about this a little bit. We judged on a lot of different things. We were looking at quality. We were looking at
creativity.
Thank you. Originality. And the fact that it followed all of the instructions that person had at least those two types of wood. They had
A non-wood
a
material.
non-wood material. Thank you. Why is my brain farting out so badly right now? And they had all of those, the materials and the progress and the final image in some form that we could see what the finished product looks like. And are we ready for the announcement of the winner of the judge's choice or the host's choice? The our choice. This is my drum roll. Eli Polite. Woo!
I have no idea how that happened. I like, honestly, in my mind, I had the fire hydrant picked.
And I think the fire hydrant was also in our top fives.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Every single one of our top
in my
fives.
mind, I had that one or the butterfly box picked. That, because
Butterfly box is nice.
yeah. I had those were my top two in my head that were going to probably win.
Yeah, but
See,
I mean, do you ever pick your own pieces as the one that's definitely going to win?
No, because I always see my stuff, regardless of what it is pretty basic.
God. I'd hate to see what you think is complex.
It sounds ridiculous, but that's just how my brain works, unfortunately.
Oh my God,
just
Rebecca
lost your power, didn't you?
power.
No,
Well-
I didn't. I put my I have a bug bite on my leg, and I'm scratching my leg with my leg up on the closet door. And when I pulled my leg down, I yanked the cord out of my light.
Are you going to have flashbacks to the past winter when your electric went out?
Yes.
Oh.
Where did
Just
it go?
You're going to curl up and hide under the desk.
Oh, it was so bad. Okay, so let me do you want me to share the screen so that you guys can see the
random drawing?
The random draw? I can do that.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Okay, share.
If you can figure it out.
Yes. Here we go.
Here we
Can
go.
you guys see?
Oh, I like it. I like this.
Isn't it a beautiful color? Okay, so we've got lots of names on here. And I'm going to hit spin. Oh, it's even got sound. Oh gosh, that's loud.
Don't
worry, we don't hear it. Mike. Oh,
Mike
sorry,
Braden.
I got excited. I jumped in there. I pulled a Rebecca. I got really excited, and I almost blew it. She was supposed to announce it.
All right, so we've got Mike Braden, and is he the one that was doing it with his son?
I don't
Was
remember.
that Mike Braden? I know
I
there were a
think he
couple
was.
Mikes and Michaels. I don't remember which one was which. Hold
Mike
on.
Braden.
Let's
Mike Braden.
look.
He did the box with the resin cap,
Well, that was the
but
one.
I think that was the one that he did with his son.
Let's scroll through. Can you guys see my Facebook page, or you can just see the wheel still? Yeah, that was the father and son, maple,
Awesome.
walnut, and resin.
Oh, that makes
Nice.
that even better.
And
Yeah,
my chats are coming in now. Okay, hi everyone.
that makes that even better to bring a young person into wood turning.
I know.
I know all three of my kids learned how to wood turn when they were probably 8 years old, and I can't get them anywhere near the garage. But I hope that knowledge is kind of in the back of their mind, and then later in life, maybe that'll come back to them, and they'll pick it back up because they know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to
That's
me.
kind of weird because I think what ends up happening is later on in life, at least for me anyways, my grandfather was a machinist and an engineer and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had a metal lathe, and I remember watching him use it as a kid. So the interest was more nostalgic than it was actual interest in it. You know what I mean? And because that was something that reminded me of him. So that's one of the things that kind of might draw people back in, is it's like a memory from childhood. It's like listening to a song that takes you back there, and I think that a lot of my kids have no interest in this stuff whatsoever. But my hope is that maybe later on in life, it'll be a nostalgia thing that might pull them back into it.
Well, they always say you turn into your parents. So, that's what Dad did all the time, right?
Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing with my little brother now too. He's got tools and machines and 40 acres of wooded land. And I was like, when did this happen?
You're turning into dad. That's funny.
No,
Well,
it
Eli,
was really cool to see.
I don't have everything picked out as to what my portion of the prize package is going to be for you. But one thing I'm definitely going to throw in is a microfiber cloth for you to be able to wipe off the things that you're sanding so that you don't have to use your shirt all the time.
Dude, the shirt
I
is the
actually have a
universal towel.
20-pound bag of them right over there.
The shirt is the universal towel.
Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm all dusty today too with my.
Oh my goodness! Look at that shirt.
Mario Pikachu.
Mario Pikachu.
Marichu.
Yeah, you know.
Pikachu.
That's funny. You would say this weekend when we were out one evening after we got done playing. Or we didn't play. I filmed. My daughter played, but after they got done playing lacrosse, a bunch of the parents and kids got together. We took the kids out to a go-kart track. And of course, being the good dad that I am, I had to drive one of the go-karts, and all the dads are running into each other, trying to kill each other. But these stupid go-karts, you think you get in a go-kart, right? And you put the pedal to the floor and you slide the thing sideways into the curves and you try to needle in between somebody and in the railing, right? They had these marks on the track that if you went over the marks, it slowed the go-kart down. So you're cruising and they were right up next to, so you would hit that mark and it would slow down. And then it had these buttons and it's supposed to be, the guy's like, well, it's like Mario Kart. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I said, dude, I'm 56 years old. What the heck is Mario Kart? I don't play video games. I want to drive. You try to kill the guy next to you, I mean, that's racing, man. You don't need the track to slow you down. You spin out, that slows you down, So we had a good time, but it was kind of a bummer because all these, young kids were just smoking us because they all knew what to do. And we're just trying to race and we're all slowing down. What's going on? My cart's dying. I'm vapor locked or something. Yeah. That was a pain.
Oh, that's fun.
So but I got it out on the way home. I was cruising on the way home. I still work between the guardrail and the cars and just kind of push them out of my way,
All right. So since we have chosen the winners, why don't we go ahead and do what we were talking about earlier? Since we are recording differently this week, we're recording this using Zoom's recorder, which means we can open up and have anybody ask questions or make comments. So everybody else that's with us can unmute if you want.
I think I have to ask them all to unmute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I've done that with all of them. If they want to, they don't have to.
If you want to and you're not able to, please flip off your camera so that Rebecca knows. I think I saw one.
Hey. Oh, well, Tony's unmuted now. Hi, Tony.
How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm good. How are you?
Bob.
Hello,
I'm
Tony.
doing good.
He said hi to me first.
I'm still at work, so that's why my camera's off.
Oh, okay.
Y'all don't want to see my fat, sweaty body in a warehouse right now.
How hot is it in the warehouse?
For South Texas, it's pretty cool. It's only like 93 right now with like a 95% humidity.
Oh.
That's fall weather.
Texas.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Really?
You're insane.
You did hear that Rebecca's leaving Texas. She's moving to Kentucky, right?
I would like to go far, far away.
I hear that, but I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
I'll fight to keep her here. I do agree with leaving Houston, but not Texas.
Yeah.
Houston's terrible. It's like living in a swamp.
That's where my wife is from. And when we started dating, it was like, I love you, but I'm never living in Houston. So just take that out of your head.
If you want to get married, you got to move. Sorry.
That's pretty much the way it went.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. My wife lived in a small town. So, I mean, I didn't move to a much bigger town, but it's a little bigger than that small town. So it was kind of the same thing.
One of our viewers is Brad. And
Hey.
Brad,
Hello,
I'm looking
Brad.
at a very tiny video of you right now, so I don't know if this is accurate or not, but has anybody ever told you look like Elton Brown?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Must be the small picture that I'm seeing.
From Good Eats. Oh, he's
Yeah.
like the best food show person out there. He knows all
Yes.
the information. It's great.
Yes.
How are you doing, Brad?
I'm good. I just thought I would see what your podcast was all about. I, of course, like many people, follow what you do and enjoy it quite a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming out. Now, are you guys going to SWAT this year?
I have not booked tickets this year. When is it?
The end of August.
Man, Texas in August?
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma in August, actually.
Right.
Why don't you try to sell that a little harder?
Yeah, I haven't been to SWAT in years. I actually met you at SWAT years ago.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Yeah. So, yeah, I probably need to do that again. I just retired, so
See, it's
I'm
the
very
perfect
excited about that.
celebration.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
And SWAT
congrats.
is a good time. It really
Mhm.
is for those who have never been.
Mm-hmm. And hey, the building's always air conditioned really well.
Absolutely.
They've opened everything up. I'll be demonstrating this year. Bob will be demonstrating this year.
Yeah,
How
you really
about-
want to catch Rebecca's? I wouldn't worry about mine.
Well, I have a
I'll be
thought
there.
on what Rebecca will do, but what will you do, Bob?
I am by design a pin turner, so I'll be I'll be basically creating a couple of segmented blanks and turning a modified mechanical pencil. So maybe not too exciting if you like to turn bowls and other more impressive things, but it should be fun for those out there that like to do pins.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm pretty excited. I mean, I was honored to be asked, so I'm really excited about doing it. I'm nervous as all get out. Like I said, this is about the biggest presentation I've ever done, and I know they attract a lot of people down there. So, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's a bunch of woodturners, and so woodturners are, always very, very friendly.
They're a good bunch. They really are. So, and then
Yeah.
two weeks after that show, Mike and I head up to another show that's dedicated to pin turners. So
Mhm.
I'm not demoing at that one, but that's going to be, that's my alley. That's my lane right there. So
He doesn't know it yet, but I'm roping him into being my coverage for my sales table whenever I have to go to the restroom.
yeah,
Yeah, that's actually fun. That's the best part of any show.
exactly.
Is the convention floor.
Mm-hmm. The
Right.
vendor
It really
space.
is. It really is. I love it.
Okay,
I love it.
so far, Rebecca, two of the people that have tuned in are here because of you, which goes on to support Bob and mine's theory that we have 275 people roughly that down this show every week, and 273 of them are here for you.
See, I tune in for Mike
I
and he
listened to
tunes.
the one without Rebecca.
Only because you didn't know she was on it to start with, and then you probably figured, oh, what the hell?
Hey, we don't know why Doug's here.
Hey, Doug, why are you here?
Eli started listening and he's like, oh, it's about pins. I'm not a quitter.
I've actually got a couple pens that I'm working on that are sitting on a shelf. So pens are not.
I don't want to
something
see
that
those because I'll never turn another pin. I know.
Actually-
when
I was thinking about talking to you about sending you some stuff and having you make me a pen. Maybe we could do some sort of a trade or something. I've got some stuff that I just don't know if I will ever have the time to pursue it as well as I should.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I have some brain coral that I have impregnated with resin, and I started a pen out of brain coral, and I had cast some 999 silver to make all the external parts out of, and I had started working on it, all of that, and it's just been sitting there for over a year now. I haven't followed through on it, but I've got several blanks, and I was thinking, because I like trading for other people's work, So that's something, I mean, if you're interested in it after August and I kind of calm down a little bit, maybe we can go down that road and see where that goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're interested in trying to turn something like that, because it's different than wood. It's not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole nother animal. But if you're interested in something like that, we can do it.
We definitely could. We talk about it. Like I said, I've never turned anything quite like brain coral, so that would be a challenge.
It'd probably be a good challenge. You might end up liking it.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
What would you turn that with?
You can actually turn it with carbide tools, but they do not last long. So what I turn the brain coral with is I actually, it's going to sound ridiculous, but I use an angle grinder, and I put a diamond, a 6-inch diamond wheel on it that's used for cutting granite and stuff, and I shape it with that. And then when it gets real close, I actually have diamond grinding wheels that go down to a super fine grind, and I do my final shaping in that with that, and then just sandpaper and then whatever finish. Actually, brain coral doesn't require a finish. It'll go to a high gloss just with some buffing compounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, Brad, if you're on Instagram, you need to jump over to Eli Polite's Instagram page, and you'll see some wild stuff. He's pretty hardcore.
What kind of breathing protection do you need to have when you're turning that?
Mask. You definitely want a mask. Yeah.
Just N95 or rebreather?
Yeah, I mean, N95 will work. It's not a problem. Because I'm in the granite industry, I know enough about that, because silicosis is a real thing. It kills a lot of people every year. And what I personally like to use now, they can say the N95 will work and all that, but I like to use the 3M that has the 2 filters on either side. And that's way more than enough to stop any of that stuff from happening. But brain coral doesn't have, I think, silica in it. I think it's more like a calcium, if I'm not mistaken. So it's less of a concern, because certain stones and things like that, if it doesn't have silica in it, like marble is considered inert. In other words, if you breathe it in, it just passes right through your body. I don't know how much of that I believe, but silicosis is kind of like asbestos, not as bad, but once it's in there, it's in there.
I tell you, I'm really interested in this turning you're talking about now, Eli. I mean, you take the guy who can't breathe and offer to give him silicosis.
No, but
thanks.
I don't think
I got your back.
The coral doesn't have the silicose, doesn't have silica in it, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I still would, whatever precautions you would take for wood dust, I would take for that.
I just hold my breath. I just turn.
There you go. Roll your lathe outside and do it in the open air. You'll be good. No problem.
You'll be good. Yeah.
So if it's brain coral, is that like zombie turning?
Oh,
yeah, I like it. What a great video title. That's awesome.
Yes.
Hi,
Doug.
Brad. Comments like that will get you a full-time position on the show.
Yeah, really. You'll end up being a guest host.
I might
Doug,
have
are you taking off or just waving hi?
I waved at him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we kind of cut Douglas off there. Douglas, we're very sorry.
I just saw Doug a couple weeks ago.
Let's see, where
Doug,
were you a couple weeks ago? I can't keep track of your active social life anymore.
I know. It was my first adventure.
Yeah, my wife was so jealous that you were down in Gatlinburg. She said, "Why didn't you go to that show?" I said, "Give me a break." That's what I want to do, is travel.
Rebecca, you're demoing at my club's meeting in August. Are you doing it in person or on Zoom at the Hill Country Turners?
Am I?
I see, because I heard you say SWAT was the next thing, and it was like, oh crap, is she not coming here?
Well, it's the next travel thing. I'm going to have to look at my calendar, because
Surprise.
We shall see. No, everything right now is virtual up until SWAT. Then I'm back into in-person stuff. Although there have been a couple clubs, like the one on Saturday that I just did, that they wanted me to, or they wanted to see if I would be willing to do an in-person one, but they're Southern Bayou Woodturners, and that's like the next state over or a couple states over, and I was not going to take that drive, not the week right before I need to get ready for AAW. So yeah, there's a good chance that I have something scheduled. Hey Tony, reach out to me later because I'm looking at my calendar. And, I'm not seeing too much in August.
Because they were showing our calendar and you were scheduled in August. And like I said,
let me know when.
I will look at that. I will get with our president and ask him, and I'll message you later on tonight.
Good plan. You know what? It might have just been another one that like I haven't scheduled, but as soon as I get that Zoom link, I know I'm doing something.
and by the way, Rebecca, you're doing a brain coral turning for that club demo.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So get your 6-inch angle grinder ready.
Here's a piece of it I found. This is actually going to go to Rebecca here shortly, but this is impregnated with resin.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
This was a leftover piece that I had, and I had already talked to her about it. I'm going to send it to her. She can use it for like jewelry and stuff like that. But yeah, that's impregnated with the resin. You can see the resin on the end there.
That's so cool. It's going to look so good with my hair.
But yeah, that's basically what brain coral looks like. It's a different animal, but
that's awesome.
I've got a whole bag of stuff for you. I just haven't finished filling it up. Actually, I've got 2 bags of stuff for you. That's all stuff that's way too small for me to use. But stuff that, I hate throwing stuff like that away because I use a lot of exotic materials. And I've got a whole bag full of just some of the most insane stuff you've probably ever seen. A lot of mammoth tooth and mammoth ivory in there. Brain coral. I've got some small pieces of Turkish walnut root burl that's going to be in there for you. That's just too small for me to use, but I mean, I use it. That stuff I had used for some pistol grips, and this stuff's actually fairly rare when it's that like Turkish root burl is kind of the pinnacle of walnut, so
yeah. Oh, nice.
That's the kind of stuff that Holland, which you probably don't know, they make shotguns in Britain, but they'll pay anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 just for a blank big enough to do a shotgun stock out of.
What?
But you're talking about $200,000 shotguns.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They take well over a year to make, and so I had bought some of that stuff to make pistol grips and stuff out of, and I've got some small pieces that, like, how do you throw something like that away? It's,
Yeah.
You're looking at it like, what can I do with it? But somebody like you who makes jewelry in small pieces, it's like, why not? So.
Yeah, for sure. I know I've got these little pieces of exotic stuff that like I can turn a tiny little spike out of any of those cutoff pieces from my larger stuff. So I can't get rid of that because I know that I could use it later.
It's a sickness kind of.
But it is nice. It is nice when you can find someone to send those little pieces to that you just, you're not going to want to use it and you just rather bother with the larger stock anyways. I've got a couple people that I send like just my little things to every once in a while, or like walnut cutoffs that I'm not going to use, or like cherry cutoffs, because I could use any other type of wood for that type of stuff. But if it's cherry and walnut, that's something that I might have thrown away.
Yeah.
Even though they are.
And there's going to be a couple small pieces of black wood in there that looks like ebony. It's not ebony. I'm just telling you this ahead of time. It's actually, it's from Australia, and it's lacewood, not lacewood. What is it called? I think it's blackwood. It is blackwood. It's acacia. And this stuff comes from Australia, but it was found in a riverbed, and it is estimated to be about 14,000 years old. And it is, it's solid black. Like if you were to look at it, you would almost mistake it for ebony. It's not. It's much more rare. And like boggy oak, which comes from like England and stuff, where it's been sitting in the mud for like 14,000 years. This is basically the same stuff, but it's acacia from Australia. So that stuff's even harder to find than boggy oak. And I've got some offcuts that's like, I can't throw it away, but I can't use it for anything. Like, but you could probably use it for jewelry. And anybody looking at it would just be like, oh, that's just it looks like onyx almost when you polish it up. Yeah. And anybody looking at it would be like, oh, that's just a piece of stone. But when you tell them what it actually is, then it's the story behind it that makes it, that gives it value. You know, most people would have no idea what they were even looking at.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I get around to sending you those bags, they're not full. When they are full and I send them to you, if you have questions about anything that's in there, just ask, because it might look mundane. I promise you there's nothing in those bags that's mundane.
Oh, that'll be cool. Okay.
I just want to make sure they're full before I send them up, because shipping and all that's expensive these days, and I'd rather make sure the bags are completely full and,
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of throwing it away, I'm just sending you my trash.
Yes. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Are we about ready to wrap up?
I think so. We've been at this now for over an hour.
I know. It's so great, though. And I love seeing all these faces that I don't normally get to see on a regular weekly basis.
Well, depending on how this recording turns out, I was going to suggest maybe we do this on a more regular basis.
I know. That's kind of what I'm thinking, too, because this made it a whole lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who wants to go first with the dad joke this week?
Eli said he had one.
I do have one. Why did the bike fall over?
Why?
Because it was too tired. I know, it's really ridiculous.
They're all that's what makes them dad jokes. I started a thing at work. It was my turn to run the meeting, and on the agenda I put dad joke. And now every week they looked at me cross-eyed when they saw the agenda. But now every week somebody tells a dad joke on our weekly meeting. And I'm about to tell the one that they told today. What did the police officer say to his belly button? You're under a vest. It was terrible. See what I mean? But this is what happens at work now. It is horrible. But I'll let you tell one, you guys. And I've got one more that I think Rebecca will like, but it's a dinosaur joke, so that's why.
Yes.
So you guys go ahead.
What do you call a pudgy psychic? A fortune teller.
Only if she's lactose intolerant, right, Mike?
Yeah. Did you know that Mortal Kombat is actually based on an old Scandinavian church song? Yeah, it's a Finnish hymn.
I like that one. So, Rebecca, what do you call a dinosaur as tall as a house with long, sharp teeth and 12-inch claws on each foot?
What?
Sir?
I was going to say anything he wants.
It's terrible, but it's a dad joke. What do you expect?
Which bear is the most condescending? A panda.
Oh, God.
Lordy.
So I just have one question. Your dad didn't tell any dad jokes while you were there that you can share with us?
I don't think he did. He's just, I don't know. I don't know. I think my sense of humor and his work so well that it's kind of one of those things like nothing really seems like a dad joke because I'm just laughing my butt off the whole time anyway.
Brad has his hand up. I think he may have a dad joke for us.
I do. I have
Yes.
what I consider to be the best dad joke ever.
Okay.
A horse walks into a bar and the bartender looks at him and says, you're in here a lot. Do you think you might be an alcoholic? And the horse says, well, I don't think I am. And poof, he disappears. You see, the joke is about Descartes' theory, I think, therefore I am. But if I tell you that before telling you the joke, that's putting Descartes before the horse.
I haven't heard that one before. That's pretty good. I like that.
That is good.
Rebecca, I have a Rosetta Hahn one for you.
Oh boy, I haven't heard any from Rosetta
yeah,
lately.
Been a while. Let's hear that one.
Where do cow farts come from? Dairy air.
I got to give Rosetta props. That was a good one. Dairy air. All right. We need to wrap it up.
Yep, I believe that is it for this week.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in and listening. Thank you for those of you who joined us in person this evening. We do appreciate it. Please, everyone on the West Coast, be careful in the heat wave that's going on right now. Looks like fire season has started early this year. So if you are out on that portion of the country, please be safe. And for those of you who aren't having to deal with natural disasters, stay safe and get out in that get out in the shop and what is it? Candlesticks?
Yeah, candlesticks. A set
Get
of
working
3.
Candlesticks.
Get working on some candlesticks.
Yeah.
3, right?
Yep.
All right. And until next time, we will talk to you later. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.